Facts First presents 16 affordable places to travel if you're broke. Number 1. Auckland, New Zealand. Auckland, New Zealand has some of the cheapest food and accommodations in the world. If you're going to take a trip there, the most expensive part of the trip would be the flight itself. This is especially true if you're flying from the United States. If you're going to travel and you need to spend most of your budget on travel, you won't need much money once you arrive in Auckland. Number 2. Marrakech, Morocco. If you're planning to take a trip between October and May, consider visiting Marrakech, Morocco. In 2015, TripAdvisor named it the #1 travel destination. The reason that you need to go between October and May is that that's the time of the year where hotel prices drop drastically, as well as food prices. If you're traveling on a budget, that could be the perfect place. Number 3. Machu Picchu, Peru. Machu Picchu, Peru is an incredibly beautiful place. If you love to hike, there are plenty of things for you to do, and many of them are free. You can visit the Incan ruins of Machu Picchu, which is absolutely breathtaking. If you're a hardcore hiker, you can hike the Inca Trail. If you want to spend the day relaxing by the water, you can enjoy the Peruvian coast. There are so many free activities to keep you busy that you'd be able to spend more on your flight, your food, and your lodging. Number 4. Varna, Bulgaria. For some reason, Varna is often underrated. It's one of the most affordable Eastern European cities to visit, and the views are breathtaking. It's a resort town, and it's right on the coast of the Black Sea. A trip to Varna won't break the bank, and this town can give you an experience of a lifetime. Number 5. Medellin, Colombia. Thanks to crime, cocaine, drug trafficking, and Pablo Escobar, tourists have been avoiding Colombia for years. Over the last few years, cities such as Medellin, Cali, and Bogotá have been improving Colombia's reputation. These places have become very popular with tourists, and they're much safer than they used to be. Of all the cities that are best for tourists, Medellin has the most reasonably priced food and lodging. You might even be able to find some free things to do to fill up your days. Number 6. Angkor Wat, Cambodia. Cambodia is a very inexpensive place to stay. However, you might need to have a big budget when it comes to traveling there. The airfare is pretty expensive. If you've always wanted to see the Buddhist temple Angkor Wat, well, you should consider spending the extra money it'll take to get there. Hey, at least the stay will be cheap. Number 7. Madrid, Spain. When people are planning a trip, they often count Europe out because it's known to be so expensive. While many parts of Europe are, Spain is cheaper than you might think. There is plenty to do and see in Spain. If you're going to travel to Spain, you should visit in September, October, April, or May. The prices of food and lodging go down during these months. You also won't need to worry about Spain being overloaded with tourists during those times. Number 8. Hanoi, Vietnam. 40 years ago, taking a vacation to Vietnam would have been a ridiculous idea. Today, it has become quite the tourist attraction. One of the reasons that people visit Vietnam is the cost. It's very budget-friendly. If you want to visit at the optimal time, try visiting in late December. It'll allow you to avoid the torrential rains that plague the country for most of the year. Number 9. Cuba. For over half a century, you couldn't get a flight from the United States to Cuba. Finally, flights are available. Since then, it has become a very popular tourist destination. Part of the reason is that Cuba is extremely affordable. You can plan a package trip, which is very economical. Even if you decide to take a last-minute trip, it won't cost too much. If you're going to visit Cuba, the best months to go are from September through November and between January and March. Number 10. Arizona, United States. If you want to travel within the United States, you should seriously consider Arizona. There is something for everyone. Arizona is famous for its forests and its deserts. While there, you can camp, stay at a hotel, or at a timeshare. Over the last few years, the accommodations have greatly decreased in the state. If you're going to visit Arizona, you should avoid between June and August. Those months are incredibly hot. Number 11. Crete, Greece. Greece is one of the most beautiful countries in the world. If you want to visit Greece, you should avoid staying in places like Santorini because it's so expensive. You're better off staying in places like Crete. The city's beautiful, and if you want to visit Santorini, it's just a 7-hour ferry ride. Okay, yeah, that sounds like it might be a long trip, but the ferry ride could be the best part of your vacation. Number 12. Bangkok, Thailand. One of the cheapest places in the world to travel is Bangkok. You can find a room there for as little as $20 per night. The flights there, the food, and the lodging are also cheap too. You should be careful though, the drug scene and the crime are pretty high in Bangkok. As far as tourist attractions go, do your research first. You don't want to visit high-crime areas late at night. Number 13. Bali, Indonesia. Bali is a very popular tourist destination due to the fact that the food and the lodging are inexpensive. It's a popular place for the younger crowd, too. If you love coffee, you will love Bali. One of the nearby islands of Java where you can try many types of coffee there. It's named Java for crying out loud. If you're going to visit Bali, you should also visit in April, May, September, and October. If you're going to visit Bali, also bring your camera. The scenery is absolutely amazing. Number 14. Lisbon, Portugal. If you're traveling on a budget and you're worrying about wiping out your whole vacation budget on airfare, you should consider visiting Lisbon, Portugal. When it comes to finding cheap flights to a European destination, Lisbon has the cheapest. If you want to travel during the best time of the year when the lodging and the food are the cheapest, mid-spring and early fall are your best choices. Number 15. Palawan, Philippines. The Philippines is the best place to visit if you're traveling from the west coast of the United States. The airfare is dirt cheap, which would allow you to spend the rest of your vacation budget on other things. You won't really need to spend it on lodging, however, because a hotel will only cost you about $10 a night. You certainly can't beat that. Number 16. South Korea. Of the 16 affordable places to go if you're broke and still want to travel, this one is your best bet. You don't want to confuse North Korea with South Korea. Big difference there. Nobody in their right mind would want a vacation in North Korea. However, South Korea, that's a different story. The beaches along the nation's coast are gorgeous. Daejeon Beach, which is located southwest of Seoul, is very popular for locals and tourists. If you are a foodie, you can enjoy fine dining at 4-star restaurants at a very low cost. Subscribe for more!